11 years old. I get up on my way to school and I see my mom's car parked on the side of the road. I go over and look in. It was her murder scene. And first interaction with law enforcement. After that, I went to live with my aunt. I never knew who my father was. So I go live with my aunt. My aunt's an entrepreneur, aka a drug dealer. She gets pulled over one night. She's got drugs in the car, and she asked me to take the drug charge for her. I was 17 years old.
All right, welcome back to Case Studies. I'm so excited to spend some time. This is the first time we've met, but our mutual friend, Zach Anderson, was kind of the one that told me I just need to spend time with you. So I'm here with John Jackson, and we'll just kind of jump into your story and then the impact that you're making. But this is a topic that's just fascinating for me. Like, I'm sitting here listening to it, just realizing that, like, this is a world that, like, you know, I have no exposure to and have chosen not to be interested in, or, like, you know what I mean? It's just different than my day to day. So talk to me. Maybe we can go back to the beginning. So from the highest level, give me like a brief synopsis of like your story.
So for me, when I was striking moments, right? 11 years old, I get up on my way to school and I see my mom's car parked on the side of the road. I go over and look in. It was her murder scene. And first interaction with law enforcement. After that, I went to live with my aunt, because I never knew who my father was. So I go live with my aunt. My aunt's an entrepreneur, aka a drug dealer. And I get pulled over. She gets pulled over one night. She's got drugs in the car, and she asked me to take the drug charge for her. I was 17 years old. I lied. I said the drugs were mine. She watched as I was put in the back of a cop car, thrown in jail for at the age of 17. But at that point, I was like, this is what I want to do, right? I'm going to build my criminal career. For the end of that year, I committed 4 armed robberies, total of 7 violent felonies. And at 17, I was sent to a maximum security prison in California.
17?
Yeah.
God, man, that's insane. So, like, go back, you know, what was life growing up? Like, even before, you know, your mom had that experience.
Yeah.
Like, what was home life growing up?
So, not a lot of abuse but I do remember my stepfather being abusive with my mom. I know my mom was probably on drugs as well. I never saw it, but now looking back, I know
it was obvious.
It was obvious, right?
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you don't know those things.
Yeah.
It's just mom.
And do you have other siblings?
I do. I have a brother and a sister. My brother committed suicide when I was incarcerated. My sister, I don't have any contact with.
It's so heavy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like listening to your life and I'm thinking about my life. And I had 2 parents, 6 brothers and sisters, real stable foundation, kind of loving home, good community, like lots of different touch points. I think about mentors and like friends' parents that everybody was like looking out for me and pulling me along. And when I was getting a little off track, getting me back on track, the church community, like that, there was a real village that was just kind of
Casey's getting off track.
There's
guardrails
it was
everywhere
moving
for
me
you.
along for sure. And you don't know that when you're a kid. You're just in that environment.
Yeah.
And when we were talking earlier, I'm sitting here listening to your story and I'm like, that's a way different environment. Like, when you got, you know, dad's not there, you got a stepdad that's abusive, and you've got your mom that, you know, is probably abusing drugs.
Yeah.
And for sure in that world.
Yeah, she definitely was abusing drugs.
Yeah. So you had your brother, you had your sister, and 11 years old. Like, what was the reason? Like, why would somebody?
Our best assumption is drugs.
So it was something in that
something
world.
Tied in with drugs. She was beaten to death.
Holy smokes!
So it was to us. They never found out who did it. To this day, they don't know who did it. But
and how do you process that at 11 years old?
Honestly, I don't even know if I have.
Like, even to this point.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work, like trauma work for myself. But you're the first person who's asked me, like, tell me about childhood. And I don't know if you kind of saw the deer in my headlights look, because I never really thought about my childhood. I just know, hey, I just keep going, right? Just keep going. And that's the first time I was like, oh, tell me about your childhood.
Do you think you get harder Like, do you think you just kind of harden and you just won't go there?
No, I'm willing to go there. I was built. I believe that I was built to do hard things. I'm willing to go there, but never
maybe
been
today.
asked.
But like over the course of time, like you're a different human today than you have been at different points of the journey. Do you think like early on in that it was just a place you wouldn't go?
It was a place I wouldn't go. Yeah, it was definitely a place I didn't want to go. And especially during incarceration, it's no, that's not like, we're not going there. And that's actually fuel and fire for anger, violence, or whatever I need to tap into to get things done.
So obviously like that world of dealing drugs and crime and all that stuff, you were just around it from a really young age. Was that just your world? It was
I was pretty shielded from it. And when I say shielded from it, I don't mean, I knew that my aunt sold drugs. I looked up to her and admired her. She she went back and forth between working and selling drugs. And I just think it's part of our broken system where, she made bad choices, definitely made bad choices, not condoning her decisions or her choices to sell drugs. But when you're on probation or parole, certain obstacles are placed in your way where you're not set up to succeed, right? That system is not set up to help you like, oh, yes, let's get you a job. Let's get you a legal job. Let's help you out. No, it's obstacles placed in your way time and time again.
Yeah.
So you actually don't get to the other side.
Yeah.
Those who do are they're rare.
It's kind of built to push you back into where you're at.
Well, yeah, and conversation for another day, but prisons, we have private prison companies that are publicly listed on the stock exchange. Their job is not to lose customers. Like, you can own shares in a prison company. If your customers aren't coming back, AKA the people incarcerated there, you're losing money.
I've never thought about that.
Yeah. How do you justify that? How do you reason with that? You have to answer to shareholders. Hey, 90% of our people aren't coming back. Then we're going to have to shut down. Our company's going to go under. So the system's not built for people to go home and succeed. So for my aunt, it's really easy for her to keep falling back to the easiest ways to make money to take care of myself, her other 3 kids.
Is it just like too irresistible? It's like you have like, minimum wage jobs and just like fighting for whatever you can fight for. And then you have like this option over here that's like significantly more money, significantly less work.
Mm-hmm. You're an entrepreneur, right? I'm assuming you've built multiple companies, sold them. It's fun. It's fun to build something, start something, and once you know how to do it.
So you're kind of an independent, like you're building your own business. Like she's out there building a clientele. This was a fascinating experience I had. So I used to go down to Mexico. I did it for 12 or 13 years, and we'd go hunt in Sonora, and we'd hunt right on the border of Tucson. And the cartel was our landlord. Like, we stayed at the cartel's property. Yeah. And I had this idea of cartels and bad guy and good guy. And you get down there and it's way different environment. Like the cartel's like the local business person. It's employing that whole town. Everybody is getting paid by the cartel. Everybody's like one piece of the food chain, and so they're seen way different locally than the way that I saw them from the US. Like it provides a lot of jobs. They're going to whatever's the most lucrative, whether it's like trafficking drugs or getting people across the border, whatever it is.
Different revenue streams.
But it's a business and it's a good business, like a profitable business. And it ends up fueling, you take other countries like where wages are so much lower. Yeah. It literally kind of fuels everything. And so it's fascinating, just the supply and demand and the economic cycle and how that's what you're describing with your aunt was, she's building a business, she's making money, she's taking care of her kids, but obviously like, there's just an end to that it doesn't end well. Like if you fast forward that, if you play that out over time, it just doesn't end well for anybody.
Jail, prison.
Yeah.
death.
It's not if, it's kind of when.
It's
You know
gonna
what I
happen.
mean? The more success you have, the more probability that's going to happen sooner.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And I love it that you see that. Like your mind is seeing like there's an entire economy. It is a business, the profitable business. There's operations. You have COOs, you have CEOs, you have CFOs, right? They just have different names and titles there.
Yeah.
But they're there and they operate more successfully and higher margins than most companies.
Yeah.
Their risk, what we say is like their risk assessment is just like completely skewed. They have no idea. They do have an idea. They know what it ends up in, but
they're willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
And so you're in that world kind of growing up. When was the point where you turned the corner? You said you were with your aunt.
Yeah.
She's one of your heroes. The cops pull her over. She knows she's going to go to jail. And she asks you as a 17-year-old to take the hit because maybe you wouldn't have as hard of a penalty.
Exactly.
Or was that kind of the thinking?
That was her thinking, my thinking.
And were you just on board with it? Were you just like, hey, I'm willing to do whatever it takes for her, like to go show up? Or like, what was the thought process in that moment?
Looking back at that now, I look at that and I say, I didn't value myself, number one. And 17 years old, like what, most of us.
Half a brain,
yeah,
for sure. Like every 17.
I don't even think about what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah.
Forethought is not I'm not really planning things out, but more than that, I lost my mom. So causative factors for me, I'm seeking acceptance, right? I need acceptance. I need to feel like I'm part of something. And the way that which has affected me throughout my life is I want approval. I want acceptance from others. And that has led to unhealthy behaviors. It can lead to great things too. But when it's not checked and it's unhealthy, it leads to me making really bad choices. And that was one of them is I don't want to lose I already lost my mom.
Don't want to lose my aunt.
I don't want to lose my aunt.
Yeah. And we're willing to like take whatever consequence to protect her.
Yeah.
And so you go through that process, get put in jail, but obviously get let out.
Yeah. I got it about 2 weeks later.
Okay. So you're in, then you're out, but now you've got a record.
Yeah.
And when was the point where you're just like, I'm all in? Like
it was when I got there. It wasn't like after. It was like, I'm all in. I got to jail. You get there with the homies and
this is going to be your life.
Yeah. I'm like, this is it. Hey, I got a group of people here who are accepting me.
Was it kind of a rush?
Like
when you got in there?
It's fun. You're fighting.
Wow.
So kids, boys, whatever, we like to fight, that's what's going on in there. Just hanging out with a bunch of dudes all day at 17, fighting, making money, selling drugs. Like there's more drugs in there than there is out here probably.
Inside
Oh yeah.
So it's like a whole ecosystem.
It is. There's an entire ecosystem in there. And
is it like a food chain? Is it like there's the alpha and then there's like because I've heard all the stories. I remember that there was this local guy who ended up going to prison. He was committing mortgage fraud, like very white collar stuff, but he ended up going to like a hardcore prison. And he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And he actually like thrived in prison. He ended up like being like,
I love that.
Like a big time, and
he had the transferable skill set. Now he's just transferring it the other way, right? We have the guys who are incarcerated. They're business people. They are business people through and through. So
like hearing his story, it was just like, it's divided by race.
Yes.
Like almost like you have to like go with your race.
Yeah.
Like, and then it was just like, you have like the leaders of each group.
Yeah.
And they go to like, they fight. Sometimes they don't, it was fascinating. It was just like, this is crazy. This is like an alternative universe.
But it's in that setting though, that so many of the people that I get to serve are the people that I know, or for myself as well. It's where I gained my leadership skills. It's where I gained negotiation skills. World. Yeah. Like out here, if I'm negotiating, if I'm a fundraiser, if I'm negotiating with you on fundraising and like giving to our program, what's the worst you're going to tell me? No. Like I used to have to negotiate with other races in there to make sure people didn't get killed. Like if you tell me no, you don't want to give money to my program, nobody's going to die.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try again.
So talk to me about like how did it go from like 17 years old?
Yeah.
Didn't actually commit the crime, but got kind of pegged for it, to I'm going to like start robbing and get in that game myself? And then when did it like completely blow up? Like when did it just stop?
My aunt praised me.
What's that?
She praised me for what I did.
Oh, she gave you a lot of love.
Yeah. Great job. This is what you do for your family. You protect your family.
And like, what was her home life? Like, did she have a husband in the house? Was she there alone? Like,
she had a husband, my uncle, who was actually like an amazing father figure to me. He worked every day of his life since from the time that I knew him.
Yeah.
And one of the most responsible men I ever knew. Like, and I think about like the choices that I made, and I think that's not the way that he raised me.
Really? So he was different.
He's very different.
What was the gap between him and his wife? Like,
she was younger, and she had a lot of trauma growing up in her childhood. Like, mom was shot and killed. Her mom was murdered as well.
Holy smokes.
Right? Like we got a pattern, right? We got a generational pattern.
Yeah.
Definitely abused as a child. So.
And so they get married, but he had to have known that she was dealing drugs and doing all this stuff.
Yeah. But so not letting him off the hook there, you know what she's doing. Like, he knows what she's doing. So you're accepting the rewards that come with it.
Yeah.
Right? She made a lot of money. She's really good at it. I do effective blaming, and I blame her for the bad stuff. I gotta blame her for the good stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, she taught me how to be an entrepreneur. She taught me how to hustle.
Like, she was a hustler. I
got that I learned that skill set from her, watching her, learning from her. I wouldn't be where I am today if it were not for her.
Did she ever get put in jail?
Yes.
Did it ever like come crashing down for her and she got put in?
She continued to sell drugs long after I was incarcerated, and eventually I think she ended up doing a couple years in prison.
Did you guys have a falling out? Like, after you actually got put in jail, like?
Well, I cut my family off when I got to prison.
Yeah.
I cut my family off. I was like, family is weakness. You guys aren't, this is prison. Like, I don't have time for this.
So you like went like hard.
Yeah. Because I would see guys on the phone. I got to get the phone. I got to call my wife. No, that's not going to be me. I'm not going to be standing at the door waiting for a letter. Like, no. How about we just end this right here, now?
You were how old?
I was 17 when I went in.
Like, all in?
Yeah, I was all in. I was
Holy
like, this
smokes.
is, I'm still in.
So it literally went from like, hey, I got caught, to like, I'm like armed robbery.
Yeah.
So it escalated quick.
It escalated really quickly. So after I got out, about 2 weeks later, I committed my first armed robbery. I think the next day, I went and held up Western Union. And after that, I was like,
did you get caught?
No.
You didn't get caught.
Which is the worst thing that can happen.
And then it was just like, hey, this is it.
Yeah. A few more guns. Then I ended up getting arrested for one of them. They couldn't pin it on me. So I bailed out and I split to California and committed more armed robberies in California.
What?
Once I got there, and then they arrested me within 2 weeks. Once I got to California, they arrested me within 2 weeks.
So like the wheels just kind of fell off the bus. Like, you went on tilt, or it was just like, I'm going to go all in. This is where I'm going to get my money, is robbing people.
Yeah. But it was fast money. It's like easy money. And it's like, I get a Western Union, I can get $3, $4, $5 grand like that.
But I literally can't even imagine like 17 years old.
Yeah.
Trying to process, like, I've had more money than I've ever had in my life.
But I got to take care of my family with that money.
I can get this really quick tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, there's got to be a high. Like, you're building yourself up to go do it.
The dopamine is surging.
Yeah.
Right?
So like
the risk.
The risk. Yeah. Like and then it comes crashing down. Like, so like when you got caught, like, what was that feeling?
I laughed in the courtroom. So that's where, like,
you didn't even care.
No. Because I knew, like, this is the path. Just like when, you're going to go to college or whatever it is, the path.
You knew that you were like going to like live in the prison system.
Yeah.
Like this.
It's just part of it.
Fascinating for me. Like it is, like, the way you're describing it, it's part of it.
Yeah.
But like for me, like, I can't even fathom it. Like, I can't even fathom that, like, I'm 17 and I just say, I'm going to go live a life of crime.
Yeah.
And that is going to put me into the prison system, and I'm going to thrive there too.
Yeah.
But you knew.
I knew I would thrive.
Was it just because you were around other people who'd been in that world? Like,
I hadn't been. I wasn't in a gang prior to my incarceration. I didn't grow up around gang members. But But one thing, I have a high level of confidence in myself. And I was like, you could throw me anywhere else.
But how do you
I'm
even know
make
that
it.
like that's a path that like you can like
You can
grow
take.
into? Yeah, like,
Well, when I first got to jail, like I'm like, I can do this. Like I know how to navigate this. I know.
so when you stepped in there, that was the first time where you're like, oh man, I actually could thrive here.
Yeah. And so the homies came, the guys who would become my homeboys, I sat down at a table where the blacks were at, and I didn't know the rules in California. I didn't know it was separated by race at that time. So I sat down at the only open table, which was at the table of black people. And I sat down and they kind of looked at me like,
who is this guy?
Yeah. And then one of the Mexicans came over and was like, hey, fool, you can't sit here. I was like, I said some choice words. It was like, oh yeah, like do something about it, basically. And he's just like, we'll get at you later.
Was he kind of like saying, you don't know what you're talking about, and I'm trying to be a friend right now?
Yes. He's just like, hey, you can't sit here. And he's older. I'm a kid, 17. So like first thing out of my mouth is not like, oh, okay, like tell me more about that. First thing was like, screw you. Like, you don't tell me where to sit. And thankfully, he became a really good friend and a mentor of mine. And he's like, hey, like, I'm just going to talk to you later. But he spotted talent.
And what did these guys that you were sitting with, were they just like, this kid's naive, like we'll just leave him alone?
They're probably like, man, these fools are gonna beat the crowd. They're gonna boob out this fool and send him on his way after this is over.
He's not gonna last long. So you go in there, and like, what was like the term? Like when you got like sentenced, what was the term of like, hey, this is you have a year, you've got 5 years.
I was given 12 years.
You got 12 years. So like you're 17 years old, 18 years old.
Well, the funny thing is, I got 5 years for robberies. The way the justice system works is they stack other things to make it that much more. So gun charges, weapons charges, those were the ones that stacked. That's where all the time came from. To actually pull a gun on someone and rob them is like 2 years. But guns, that's where the time starts stacking up.
In California, it's got to be worse, right?
That's why that in California, it's you get life in prison.
Yeah, so you go get 12 years.
Yeah.
And what prison did you go to?
I went to Centinela State Prison.
Which
that
is
was
where?
my first prison that I went to. It's a maximum security prison in Southern California, it's in the Imperial Valley.
Okay.
About 10 minutes from the Mexican border, El Centro.
And talk to me about like when you walk into there as like a 17-year-old kid, like what is that like? What's the?
I already had training. So
what's the
jail, you get trained. So there's a progression, right? Jail
but I'm thinking about jail as like Little League.
No.
Jail's rough.
It's California jail is rough.
Okay. So like jail's not like the like minor leagues and prisons like the majors.
No. Yes and no. Jail is very violent because you have a transient population of people who are coming and going. You have people who are coming back from prison. You have a really mixed bag of people coming there. So you get a lot of violence. You have a lot of drugs. People who are facing long-term sentences, they really don't care.
There's nothing to lose.
No. It's like going to prison anyways. What do I care? Right. So you get a mix of people who have a higher level of training, who have been to prison for an extended period of time. Then you have idiots like me at that time who were like, screw you, you don't tell me where to sit, who don't understand the rules.
Yeah.
So you have a really nice cocktail just waiting to boom.
So how did like, who taught you the rules?
The guy who was like, I'm going to talk to you later.
He basically like showed you the ropes.
Yeah. He's like, hey, you got heart. That's what they'll tell people, that you got heart. Like most people don't respond that way.
And so like, what's he like coaching you to do? Like what's he saying when he says you have potential?
Yeah.
Like what's he saying to you? Like when he's coaching you,
do you want to be one of us? Like, do you want to join I joined the largest prison gang in the country.
Okay. So it's a gang.
It's a gang.
So he's basically saying, if you come in here, if you join this, you get what and you give what?
Yeah. So of course you got to put in work. Just like any company, you got to earn your keep.
Okay. And so what does that mean?
Violence, drugs, not doing drugs, but
you got to go like fight for the
My first
for the
thing
gang.
was like, when he was like, hey, you want to, who you run? He was like, who you run with? I was like, I don't run with anybody. It's like, all right, you're with us now. You're one of us. All right, sure. No idea what I'm signing up for.
You don't know what that means.
No. All I know is I'm with him. And I'm with a crew of people a large crew of people who are now going to accept me.
Yeah.
acceptance, right?
What was his role in that gang? Like, where did he fall?
He was in
like,
charge
the
of like that
hierarchy?
pod. So
he was the leader of like that.
That franchise, you would say.
Okay.
If I was to put it in like business terms.
And is it like a franchise? Is it like you have like what? Give me like what's the corporation?
Yeah.
And then what's the franchise?
So the corporation, I'm not going to say the names because I like living. And I still get to communicate with them and I still love them. But the parent company is in California.
So it's a Mexican gang.
Yes. It's not hard to figure out which one this is.
Well, and then there's
sub gangs.
So give me like what are all the corporations? Like what's the full layout?
There's about 8,000 different.
8,000.
Yeah. And those are the street gangs.
Okay. So there's a lot of gangs, but do they all roll up to?
Yes. They all answer to one.
That's the base.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that.
Yes. Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows.
A movie that I would encourage you or should watch is American Me.
American Me.
Yeah. If you want to really.
I'd love to.
If you really want to get a glimpse into how it started, how they formed a parent organization, and from there just basically acquired every small company in Southern California, street gang. They did it with such, if it wasn't so violent, it's a beautiful thing that they did. These VCs came together essentially and said, we're going to buy up all of these little street gangs because they're making money all over the place. We're going to buy all of them up. We're going to run them and we're going to take a portion of their revenue.
It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
I've never like spent 2 minutes thinking about this, but like,
and then prisons too. Then when they realized, each one of these prisons is a revenue generator. Each one of these prisons has 4 different yards on it with different populations. We're going to put drugs here, 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 and here. We're going to take a portion of that revenue, and all that revenue from all these places is going to.
So how do they get the drugs into the prison?
Smuggle them in through cavities.
So you got like a spouse or a girlfriend or something that'll go smuggle them in.
Yeah, or cops.
Or cops.
Yeah.
So there's crooked cops all over the place.
Like that's where most of it comes from.
Is from the police.
Yeah. Like,
and so. And
it's like, these guys are monsters. These guys are this. How do you think you're doing this stuff?
I'm listening to this and I'm just like, this is fascinating. Like I can't get enough. Like, you're 17 years old. Mm-hmm. This mentor of yours, who's obviously like pretty talented guy, high EQ, like that scenario, he could have just beat you up.
Yeah.
And he de-escalates the situation, brings you in.
Yeah.
And then starts you down that path. And so now you're in in a sub gang, or you're like in his franchise.
So no, it's all part of one. He's just a manager.
It's all part of
one.
He's
just a manager within that.
So he's managing this group. It's like he's the, and how is he the guy? Like who? Like if
experience.
But if you just said, "Hey, I want to be the guy," does he just say, "No, you're not the guy"?
Or if you were to be like, "Hey, John, I want to be that guy," I'd be like, "You put in any work? Where you been? Like, let me see your resume.
You got a resume.
Yeah, where's your resume? Like, hold on, you haven't stabbed anybody? You haven't been to the SHU, solitary housing? Like,
so like you're kind of like earning points, like
yeah.
And so talk to me about like what is the work that has to be done? Like how do you like get credibility within your gang?
Collecting drug debts and collect the way you collect or meting out punishment to people as well. Like, what's amazing about the gangs is there are so many rules and regulations. Like,
so it's very structured.
It is extremely structured. Nothing happens on accident.
So like if somebody's like playing by the rules, they kind of get by just fine.
You'll be fine.
It's the people that are like bucking the rules.
The best thing that I learned when I got there from one of my mentors is like, don't do drugs, don't get involved in politics. I didn't listen to the second one, but I did listen to the first one. I've never used drugs. I don't use drugs. I don't drink. Like that's what separates the leaders from in prison.
Because you don't become a slave to the.
You don't got nothing
to the substances.
You got nothing on me.
Yeah,
I never owe you money. You owe me money.
Oh, because like you really don't have much money.
People have plenty of money.
Well, they have money.
I used to make thousands of bucks.
How are you making money?
Selling drugs, selling cell phones.
So it's like
I used to run gambling pools. I used to run blackjack tables. I used to run poker tables. I used to make alcohol and sell wine. Like
That's like it's blowing my mind.
Yeah, I love entrepreneurship. I love starting businesses.
So you're like figuring out like, hey, here's an economy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go figure out like what to sell to them.
I would sell alcohol for stamps, take those stamps, send them to the streets, have somebody send me the money put the money on my books or like my little bank account in prison. Like there's just so many ways to make money.
It's blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Like it's so fascinating. So like you start down this road.
Yeah.
And like, what's kind of like the first job where he's like, hey,
hold on to a weapon.
What's that?
Holding on to weapons.
Holding on to weapons.
Yeah. So shank, like a knife.
And are you just like gathering them and hiding them?
No, like having it ready, having it on you just in case a riot kicks off. So like we go to day room, we get out of our cells and, you know, we have blacks, we have other gang members out there. It's like somebody's got to be ready.
Yeah. And so you're one of those guys that's ready.
Yeah.
Like if
and everybody has to. It's where it's like you got.
If we go to war, you're one of the soldiers.
Yeah, everybody is.
Everybody's soldiers.
You like we have a right. Like you don't get in. Like
you're
in trouble.
You're gonna be in trouble after.
Yeah.
But like it's not that much different. I remember like playing baseball.
Yeah, the team.
And there's a code.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if one guy gets hit, everybody's in. And like if you hang back, you lose all credibility with the team. You know what I mean? So it's not that much different. It's kind of like
not. It's just a little more
like if we're going
risk.
down, we're going down.
Yeah. It's a lot of the things something that I've seen since my release is everything out here is gangs.
Yeah.
It really is. Gangs have adopted the penalties and the outcomes
are more severe.
Are far more severe.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just human nature.
Politics within companies happens all day.
Of course.
Where people are smutting each other up, email whipping someone, CCing the boss.
So talk about like the politics. You said don't get involved in politics. And you said I screwed that one up. Like
I did okay with my career though, but I didn't so politics is getting involved in the leadership.
Okay.
Like selling drugs, being involved in the business.
And he's saying don't do that.
Yeah.
He's saying stay away from it.
Yeah, but that's where the money's at.
Yeah.
That's where the leadership's at. That's where the power is at.
And he's saying like just keep your nose clean.
Yeah. Go home.
Yeah, go home.
Yeah.
So he was actually like trying to like get you out of that world.
Well, it's funny because he brought me into the world, but then he's like, welcome to this world, but don't do this and this.
Wow.
So that's where the gangs they recruit kids at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you don't really tell them what they're signing up for.
And these are like the lifers, like the people who are recruiting are like, I'm going to be in here forever. I'm not going anywhere.
That's everybody. So when you do go in case, at least in California, when you go in, it is separated by race.
Okay.
But nobody has to do anything. Like you could go in, say you're Hispanic, you go in, be like, hey man, I'm doing my thing. Sweet. Just know that you're on your own. Right?
So like if you don't sign up and something happens, no one's stepping in to have your back.
No. But also an entire group of people, they're not going to steal from you. There's no stealing in prison in California. No one's going to steal from you. No one's going to sexually assault you. No one's going to do any of those things to you. They don't do that. Why would they?
Yeah, I guess the question is like, how are people following that code?
Yeah, it is literally a set of rules that are written down. Some are unspoken. 99% of them are written down. So
really?
When you get to prison, what's up, Casey? Here are the rules. This is your warning.
Who's giving it to you?
Some of that was my role. Right?
Like, so you would go like,
we have a head of HR.
You would literally go like coach the new person. Like,
yeah,
this is what you do and this is what you don't do.
For most people, where the prisons where I was at, we didn't have any new guys, but you're still going to read the employee handbook.
So you're kind of going right when they come in. It's kind of saying like, hey, this is
where did you come from? Let me see your paperwork.
Yeah,
and here are the rules. So I want to see your paperwork. Make sure you don't have.
And so like who's the person that like comes into prison?
Yeah.
That doesn't that person doesn't get to come into the group.
Person with a sex offense.
So sex offenders just end up like getting ostracized.
Oh, they get killed.
They get killed.
So what happens is the cops don't let them go to what are called general population yards.
Just because they know
what's going to happen. The gangs are going to kill them. If you, that's a stripe, right? If you can get someone with a sex offense, that's a stripe. And I just want to point out that is not we have this hierarchy of crimes in prison, and it doesn't make any sense.
But it's like self-policing. Like people like say, we're not okay with that.
We're not okay with living with that type of person.
Wow, it's so fascinating. Yeah. Like it's like, yeah, it's literally blowing my mind. Just like
the rules, and
because it's really structured.
It is. It's very structured.
Seems like there's like quite a bit of order.
There's
it's
a lot of
like,
order.
hey, there's.
If you want to go, if you and homeboy over here want to fight, that's a no.
You can't.
Well, you can, but there's a punishment.
So it's not.
And there's a designated punishment for it. It's not like.
So, but like, what's the designated punishment? If I just like go rogue and I say I'm going to go like start something with somebody else.
Well, if you started with another from your own gang, we'll probably make you guys walk laps all day on the yard together and talk to each other.
So it's like we're gonna like solve this, like,
or make you guys go in the corner and do burpees for the whole yard. Like, you guys really hate each other that much? Great, you go over in the corner and do burpees for the next 4 hours.
But it's like, and if they don't,
then you
like
get removed.
It's just not going to be tolerated. Like you're going to do what we say.
Yeah.
Or
imagine you had an employee, and they're at your company. And
the employee piece makes sense. It's just like, you're not here, like you're not with us. But
the
like
employee saying they're an employee.
But like in prison, it's like they're still there.
Oh, they will get removed from that yard.
So it gets so physically that like they can't be
stab
there.
Them.
Yeah.
You stab them, get them off the yard, send them on their way, and
it's like
sends a message to everybody else.
It's the law of the jungle.
Follow the rules.
Yeah. So there's actually like pretty like crazy like order.
There is a lot of order in prison. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going through this, and you were in prison for how long?
18 years.
18 years. Yeah. So from 17 years old to
35.
35. Like that is so many years.
Yeah.
And like, talk to me about the hierarchy of a career in prison. Like what is the growth track? Like, what's the junior level role? What's the mid-level role? What's the pinnacle of prison if you crush it? Yeah. Like, if you're like a good leader, a good entrepreneur, like, where do you rise to?
You end up getting sent to where I was sent, to Pelican Bay. Pelican Bay is a supermax, the only supermax we got.
And they're sending you there because why?
They just can't manage. The prison system can't manage you anymore.
You're just like doing too much.
They're like, yeah, so I did 4 years in solitary confinement, and that's when they're like, look, we don't know what else to do with this dude. Every time we let you out, weapons, stabbings, fill in the blank. It's like, we don't know what else to, so we're going to send you, and the worst of the worst. Like, it's what they say. It's the worst. People are the worst of the worst.
At Pelican Bay.
Yeah. It's like, no longer that.
That's where they send you when there's nothing else they can do with you.
It's like, you're going to Pelican Bay, and
is Pelican Bay like the same as these other prisons, or is it like the rules go out the window?
Oh, the rules are even more
stronger.
It's essentially, it's like, oh, you sent me to the White House, thank you.
So Pelican Bay is like the pinnacle. It's like, if you go there, you ran this town.
Or you don't run the town, but you're going to get to be around the people who do.
That's the best of the best.
Yes.
Or the worst of the worst. Whatever.
The worst of the worst from the cop standpoint, but they think it's a punishment.
The most talented people.
Yeah.
So like, when you went to Pelican Bay.
The most violent.
When you went to Pelican Bay, that wasn't a bad thing for you.
No.
Was that like a badge of honor? Like,
yeah. To say like,
so
I've been to the Bay. Like, where'd you parole from? I paroled. So when I go to the prison right here, and I talk to because I have guys from the gang here in Utah.
And they're just like, oh, you were legit.
Yeah. And they're like, who are you? I'm like, here's who I am. I paroled from Pelican Bay. They're like, oh. It's like, okay. And like, now let's talk.
Like, I'm thinking about like in the business world, it's like, oh, I went to Harvard, I went to MIT, or, you know,
Stanford
I sold my company or whatever. Yeah. It's like, oh, wow. Like, or I worked at McKinsey, or I worked at Bain, like one of these consulting firms or whatever. It's like, so that is like, if you go there, it's like,
there are certain prisons that carry a certain reputation. Like, there was another, like Corcoran, right? Everyone's heard of Corcoran or San Quentin.
Yeah.
There are prisons that carry, it's like, oh, you went to Harvard Business School. Oh, you went to Stanford Business School.
Those are like they're
ultra
max. And so like in those prisons, like what does the day look like? Like how often do you have free time?
No.
How often are you just locked down?
So Pelican Bay, when I got there, it was entirely locked down prison. I mean, you're just, so if, number one, if you're in solitary confinement, you are in solitary confinement. That is a practice that this country still practices. We do it to kids, where we put, some of my friends spent 32 consecutive years in solitary confinement.
So solitary is like you're around no people.
Yeah. The only contact you have is when you put your hand out the tray slot in the door so they can cuff you up and escort you out to another cell.
And you were in solitary for 4 years.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're in solitary?
Work out, read, study, clean, play chess.
Who are you playing chess with?
My neighbors will play in our heads. You have a board in your head and you call your moves.
Oh, so you guys are like...
You study, you become, it's a training ground. It is not, you're not going there to chill.
So, but you can talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like you know who's next door.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever see them?
When they come out and like walk the tier.
Okay.
It's
like
called the tier, like outside of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see them like walk by, you know them from the yard.
They become your friends?
Oh yeah, definitely. Even if they're another race, even if they're another gang. It doesn't
so solitary is different.
Solitary
is like all the race stuff kind of disappears.
It does.
Just because
But
you're
also, even on the yard, we have, it's generally peaceful on the yard until somebody does something stupid. Like somebody comes out drunk and they punch a black dude and it's like, oh,
here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, the saying is you mess with one bean, you get the whole burrito.
Yeah.
So it's like, we'll deal with this guy later for starting it. Like it's not going to turn out nice for you.
But until then,
we got business to handle.
We're going to go at it.
Yeah. I'm assuming like you said, baseball too. It's like,
I don't want to do
your
this,
team member probably was in the wrong.
Yeah. But we still got to go have their back.
Yeah. And then when we get to the locker room, like, dude, what was that? What are you doing?
So how many different stops along the way?
I was in Centinela, Chino, Corcoran, and then I got sent to Pelican Bay.
So why are they like switching you?
Different levels.
Is it because of like behavior? They're saying, oh, you got to get out. Like if you would have just like minded your P's and Q's, would you have ever left that first prison?
I would have actually gone down and gone home sooner.
Okay.
I would have dropped my security levels.
Okay. They would have said,
gone
hey,
home sooner.
you know, you can get out of here quicker.
Yeah. So I started off on a level 4 and there's two levels above that. So I was on level 4 and then there's level 4 180 and there's Pelican Bay. And I think Corcoran is similar as well. But I got there within 6 months, I could have gone down to a level 3.
If you would have just like stayed out of.
Yeah. I got in a riot like my first, 2 months.
And how do they know? Do they know everything? Is it like the eye in the sky? They're watching
case managers. They have gunners.
But do they have cameras and stuff, or like they watching like, hey, this person did this. We're documenting it.
Oh, so they have gunners in the towers that are watching everything. They have officers on the ground who are watching everything as well. You break a rule, they know it. They write you up. They have an entire system in there.
But they just let them fight it out. Like no.
The cops are turbo. They respond. They spray. I got shot in the leg. Like
You got shot with a gun in the leg.
They have mini 14 assault rifles. And if you're fighting, they'll shoot you. If it riots, they shoot people. Like they have pepper spray, they have batons.
How many people are dying in prison?
It's a lot more peaceful now than it ever was because there's a peace treaty.
In prison?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? What does a peace treaty mean?
That everyone in prison has agreed that the way to solve this problem of mass incarceration and all the violence is through lawsuits, through hunger strikes, through peaceful protesting.
So they're like saying, we're not going to fight each other anymore.
Yeah, we're going to fight the cops now.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So there's a great documentary called The Strike. And it's about the hunger strikes in California that ended solitary confinement.
And who led it? Like
the leaders, the guys who were at Pelican Bay.
Just said, we're not going to eat until it's done.
Yeah. Until you guys stop. The problem was they would put guys in solitary confinement indefinitely, 30 plus years. They hadn't broken a rule. They hadn't done anything wrong, but they were deemed to be too dangerous to be on the yard.
Yeah.
And it's inhumane. I mean, it's literally no sunlight for 30 years. That seems hard to even fathom.
It's like for like a week seems hard.
But that is the myth is like, oh, solitary confinement, you get 1 hour out. No, you don't. You don't get any time out of your cell because your time out of the cell, you go from one cell your outdoor recreation is another cell. It's like, it's just a little bit bigger than your current cell.
Normal cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got a handball to play with. That's your timeout.
So you're there for 18 years.
Yeah.
4 different places. When was the point in your head where you decided this isn't going to be my whole life?
Yeah. In my 4th year in solitary confinement, I was
at Pelican. So your 4th year, it took you 4 years in solitary to say, I'm done.
Well, it was also, I was supposed to be going home the next day, but I wasn't. I was supposed to go home, and instead of going home, I was starting another 4-year sentence.
You passed your mark.
Yeah. I had been convicted of multiple crimes while I was incarcerated, which I started with 12, so I did 18, so I overachieved. And I was like, I'm supposed to be going home.
So like full blown in prison, if something happens, they'll charge you with a crime.
Oh, yeah.
And like
take you to
tack
court.
it on to you, take you to court.
Yeah.
So they just keep stacking them on you.
Yeah. Well, I was also making bad choices, like assaulting people, weapons. Like I wasn't.
So you were a problem.
I was a problem.
Yeah. Like what would you have done with you?
I asked myself that question about a lot of the people that I serve. Like what would I do? Because I'm not an abolitionist. I don't believe we should open all the prison doors and let everyone out. I don't know what I would have done with me.
Like it would have been hard to manage you.
Yeah. I was very sneaky.
It's fascinating to me.
Like, I'm not covered in tattoos, so I don't look like the rest of my homeboys. Like I'm professional, right? I speak well, I present well. But on the other side is it's a very good chance I got weapons on me, and I wouldn't know what to do with me.
Yeah, like I'm thinking I'm running that prison. You would have been a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're like super dynamic.
Mm-hmm. I could sit down with you like, yeah, Warden, hey, let's figure out this problem here, man. Come on.
Man.
And turn around and go assault one of your staff.
And so like, yeah, again, it's like me and you were talking before. And I think there's this like one of my favorite like movies / plays of all time is Les Mis.
Mm.
And, you have this story of, Jean Valjean, and like he ends up, committing a crime, and you get kind of almost this scarlet letter that goes with you, forever. And it's like a part of you and like keeps you back from opportunities. And it's like this, but you have that in like real life. And, you talk about you spend so much time in the prisons with heinous crimes.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to say that person is that.
Yeah.
That person is a robber. That person is a thief. That person is a murderer. That person is, and you said something that's fascinating was that person isn't that. Yeah. That thing is something that person did. But that thing that person did isn't that person. Like, and how do you get to that point? How do you get to that point of reconciliation where you just say, this isn't going to be my life anymore?
Yeah. I wanted to go home. That was the first, that 4th year, I sat there and I stayed in my cell and I cried. That was the first time I cried during my incarceration.
That was the first time you broke down.
Yeah. It's like, I want to go home. Like I had just a feeling that I was meant for more. Like I could do more.
But where is home at that point? Like it's home
not in prison. I was like, I knew that I was going to die. I was like, like if you just put a wall in our, where we're sitting right now, it's like, I'm going to die in here. And one day they're going to carry my body out of here. Like that's going to be it. Like, I don't know. I do not want that.
Yeah.
I want something more. Like I could do so much more. And for me, that was the turning point where it didn't happen overnight. Like I didn't like change like that, but I started to make changes in my life where it was like I started giving up my leadership position. I started giving up jobs that put me in positions to get in trouble.
And how do you do that? Like, can you actually do that and they let you do it?
No. They typically no.
Because like my understanding, it's like that's a treadmill that's really hard to get off.
It is, but I'll say his name is Freddie, and he's one of the leaders of the gang that I was from, and he really liked me, and he was a mentor to me. After I like started separating myself, I was called every name in the book. I was called a punk, piece of this, piece of all the names you could think of, right? And he pulled me over and he's like, "This is what you really want?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Good. You're too smart to be in here. You could do so much more with your life." And he's got life without parole. He will never go home.
And did he kind of just like say, "I'm going to support you"?
Yeah.
Because you probably needed that, right? You probably needed somebody in leadership to say, "Hey, back off."
Yeah.
And he did that for you.
He did that.
Oh my gosh, it like gives me chills.
And he's like, "Go home. You're meant for more. Like, you can do so much more than dying here." He's like, "I wish everybody else around here would figure it out. That like nobody's forcing him to do any of this stuff. It's a choice. There's consequences both ways. It's still a choice.
Yeah.
You're going to die in here one way or another if you keep it up."
So when did it finally get, like, when did you start? Because me and you were talking, and we'll get to like what you're doing today.
Yeah.
But when did that vision start evolving of like, not only am I not going to go live a life of crime, I'm going to go help other people find meaning and purpose, and like I'm going to go change other people's lives?
It was when the person who would become my wife, she was the founder and CEO of Defy, the organization that I do work for now. She is a force of nature. She brought that program up to Pelican Bay when we had no programs. And it's an entrepreneurship program. And I had volunteers, CEOs and executives coming in as I'm going through this program telling me, "Hey, you got value, you have worth. Like, dude, you have an amazing skill set. You could do more than this." And I believed them. I graduated and I had now my homeboys, they're coming to me now, right? Instead of asking me for drugs or anything else, they're asking me for resume feedback. They're asking me for feedback on their business ideas, their MVPs, right? They're asking me all these questions and I'm able to help them. And I was like, this is.
And your wife, like what's her story?
Venture capital. She used to work at Summit Partners when she was like 26.
What?
She venture capital at the age of 26, making a poop ton of money way earlier than she more money than she needed. She got invited to go to prison when she was 26 and went in there with her venture capital hat on and saw all this talent. Quit her job, cashed out her 401k, started her first entrepreneurship program in Texas, and has started 3 organizations since that serve in the prison sector.
She's how old now?
48.
So she spent
20 plus
20 years doing it.
Yeah.
20 years. All over the country, or like?
Her first company, her first organization, prison entrepreneurship program, is only in Texas. She left that one, started Defy, and built that nationally. And she recruited everyone from Sheryl Sandberg to, like, you name it.
She's a beast. She's like a force.
Yes. Like, I credit a lot of my ability today, and I got to learn from her. Thankfully she's my wife and she's my mentor, and I learned so much from her.
So how is she like saying, "Hey, Pelican Hill inmate in solitary"?
Oh, she's the only 140 something pound woman that'll come in 5'9", pull all the gang leaders into one room and be like, "You guys are going to die in here. No one's going to care." I'm like, okay. And she's like, "You guys want to do something different?" Okay.
I need to meet your wife. Yes. I need to like swap you out and put your wife in that seat.
I would totally be okay with that.
Because I'm like listening to this and I'm like, she's like a special human.
Yes.
Like when I think about like that life, like I'm in private equity, like that's my world, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
Super lucrative.
Yeah.
It's like really exciting. It's a great opportunity. Like for her to say, "I'm not going to be in that world."
Yeah.
And I'm going to go like change people's lives. It takes a different person. Like you got to have a different purpose, a different meaning. Like you got to be
to do that as a woman in the prison sector.
You got to be built different. Yeah. It's like,
well, she could tell you her story one day, but she was the first girl on the boys wrestling team in California, back when it was not popular for girls to be. Got her butt whooped. Like, so just had determination and grit built into her in that time.
It's just who she is.
Yeah. Eventually became a state wrestling champ.
What?
So like Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter, she is just built just very different.
So you met her in prison.
I met her in
first time.
prison. Yeah.
Was there a connection instantly, or was it like
No.
you're just one of a lot of people that
She saw me speak one time. I stood up and I spoke one time at an event, and she just like beeline is like, when do you go home? She had me started leading events while I was incarcerated. So I started emceeing the events that we host in prison.
She just knew.
Yeah. She saw something.
She knew you were special.
Yeah. She saw something in me.
How cool is that, man? It's like,
believed it.
it's
She
really
believed.
special. Like,
She believed in me.
Dude, I'm thinking about that moment. I'm just like, oh man, that's a beautiful moment.
Yeah. I've never, she just beelines like, when do you go home? And at the time, I still didn't believe that I would go home. I thought I was going to die. I still thought that this is where I was meant to be. I thought I would die in there. And she just
knew.
Yeah. She invested so much in me and believed in me so much.
Oh man, what a story.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's a special story.
Yeah.
Man, that is a special story. So you meet her. She starts like putting you to work.
Yeah.
And that's how you continue to interact. And was it because of that work that they let you out?
No.
You still had to do your time.
I still had to do my time. Yeah. And I finished my time. I'm very thankful I got to lead multiple cohorts of Defy, which set me up for what I get to do today, training.
So you got the training when you were there. Like that was like the toolkit.
Yeah. I built an incredible network. So I met, the heads of Uber, Apple Pay, all these people she was bringing to prison, all these CEOs. So I built a really powerful network that believed in me as well.
Wow.
And were there to catch me when I was released. And we started another organization, built that, scaled that. She started an organization called Hustle 2.0.
But like when you got out, was it like, hey, we're going on a date?
No, we didn't start. We weren't romantically involved till 2 years later?
Long time later.
Yeah. We were just working together. We're both similar purpose, similar values, very purpose-driven people.
Similar age?
I'm 30. Oh, how old am I now? Sheesh, I'm 41.
Okay, so she's a little bit older.
Yeah.
But like, did you know early?
No, we were just
like
friends.
I'm like smitten by this girl, or was it like
I admired the crap out of her.
Yeah, like obviously admiration.
Yeah.
And like when you tear up right there, and I'm tearing up like just hearing that story, like obviously like she impacted you probably as much as anybody you've ever interacted with ever. You know what I mean? Like that, I think about like that principle of believing in somebody more than they believe in themselves, and that just that belief changing them, and I can like see that it happened. You know what I mean? That just her saying you're special. And so like, when was it that it flipped a switch and it's just like, hey, I'm going to marry this girl?
So COVID, we were developing curriculum. So we're both curriculum writers as well. I taught myself how to write curriculum, learned how to write curriculum from her. And, we'd be working till 4 or 5 in the morning writing curriculum to get this out, push out this curriculum to our people who are incarcerated. It was a startup. So I love startup. It's really exciting. Like we're all wearing a lot of hats, and we're spending a whole lot of time together.
Just getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And like so much.
We just work so well together.
But so much of getting to know somebody is like going to war with them. It's like battling. It's like,
it feels the same way. Like we are battling a prison system. We are fighting to get our program into as many prisons as we possibly can. We're fighting. How can we just give our guys, our men and women, as much as we possibly can?
But you guys had to have been like the most impossible team to beat, because you're like, you're bringing all the street cred, and she's bringing like all this business cred.
Yep.
And like teaming up, you're like, that's a pretty compelling story. If I'm in a leadership role and you guys came and pitched me, I'd be like, wow, that's a strong team.
We both have very unique skill sets that are very complementary.
Super unique. And like you had to earn yours and she had to earn hers.
Yeah.
Like, and they're way different sides of the tracks.
But she can, just like she can walk into any prison
and handle it.
And handle it sometimes better than I can.
Yeah.
Because like she could say things to the guys that I can't.
Yeah.
Like, a dude says something to you one way, be like,
it's threatening.
Yeah. She come in and says it. It's like, kind of checks you.
Yeah.
Puts you like, oh. She asked the question like, if you died today, why would your life matter? He's like, I don't got an answer.
So you guys are in COVID. Like when was the first time where you're like, okay, like this is more than us just working together?
I think it happened pretty quick after that. There was no date. It was just.
It just happened.
Yeah. And after that, like, sheesh, we spend just about every moment together if I'm not in prison.
Since.
Like, yeah. We're just together. We go everywhere together. We do everything together. The separation has come with my work at Defy, right? Because she's the founder, former CEO. So it kind of hurts her a little bit. And not a little bit, it hurts her a lot. And minimize her pain. But on the same note, she does affirm and is proud that I get to serve in this capacity.
Yeah.
And carry on. I get to carry on
what she built.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so talk to me about like from prison, like what do you do today?
Yeah.
And like what's your purpose today?
My purpose today is unlocking the potential of our underdogs, the people who are affected by incarceration, and helping them to build businesses, helping them to find hope. I believe hope is a cure for violence. It was for me.
And you think like that entrepreneurship and that business is the vehicle?
It is the vehicle.
It's like if you can give them that skill, that vehicle can get them out.
And it's not even, I don't really care if they start I don't care if they start a business. That's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal for me is that they realize they have this unique skill set that you can't get at any business school. You've learned entrepreneurship in an entirely different way than anybody else. And it's valuable. My job and our program manager who goes and facilitates these programs is to help you realize that you can take all of these skills and they can be transferred to legitimate business skills, even as an employee. Your creativity, your grit, determination, your appreciation, your loyalty, your sales skills, your marketing skills. These things are so valuable, right? Turnover is real for employers. Now you have a group of people who are incredibly grateful to you because you've given them this opportunity and they will not turn their back on you. But you just got to give them a chance.
Yeah.
Look past the criminal record and ask yourself, how are the ones who don't have the criminal record working out for me?
We did this case study at Harvard Business School. And there was a restaurant company that they built their entire business off of ex-prison inmates.
Yeah.
And it was a really successful business. But they would screen, and the people that, not everybody, but the people who made it through that screening, they just felt that was their competitive advantage. They said, us taking chances on people that other people don't take chances on, they're better employees. They have more passion. They have more heart. And you hear these stories. I remember, is it Dave's Killer Bread?
Yeah. So he's he's a volunteer with us.
Man, another one of those like just really cool stories where you're like, you take somebody that like took this entrepreneurship skill and turned it into like this amazing business.
Yeah.
And just own their story, just like own the entire piece of it. And I think that's been what's been so fun for me to interact with you is you own your story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like you own every piece of it, and it's kind of made you the man that you are. Like, but what gets me excited is you've harnessed all of this pain and mistakes to be a force for good and be a force for God in the world and go make a difference. And I'm like, well, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Like, it's really special. I really admire like what you're doing.
Thank you. For any of us, we can look at the past and tough parts of our life and be like, oh, that was a waste, or that was this, or, right, I can change my story. And I wouldn't be able to connect with the people that I serve in the way that I do had I not been there.
Talk to me about this, because this is something that I think is more common for everybody. I think everybody has to go through this, but you've talked a couple of times, and I want to hone into it.
Yeah.
Talk about identity, and as you shift that identity, like you said it when you were 17 years old. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now it's like straight crime, robbery, just because of this shift of this is the life I'm going to go live. But then there was another shift along the way of like, this isn't who I am.
Yeah.
and you probably felt the same, you described it. It's really hard to separate.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people who love you the most are the ones that make it the hardest for you to change.
Yeah.
And
they're enforcing you that old identity.
Yeah. And so talk to me about that. Like, how do you recreate yourself? Because you've obviously recreated yourself multiple times. And even right now, like when somebody says, hey, this isn't who you are, you're a criminal, you're a felon, like, how do you have that strength and identity to just say, no, that's not who I am, and persist? You know what I mean? And
if somebody does tell me that, my response is usually, that's who I used to be. It's not who I am today.
But are people so bold as to say it?
I've had people say things to me that are not so nice about my past or my history.
Yeah.
And that's okay. They've had an experience in their life. Maybe they've been the victim of a crime, or they've had a loved one who was a victim of a crime.
So they got some trauma. Like they have like some stuff that they're holding against you.
Yeah.
I'm
the face of whatever happened.
The pain that they experienced.
Yeah. So I'm not upset with them. I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
You're not my mission either. My mission isn't to heal your trauma.
Yeah.
My mission is to make a part of that is to also make sure the people that I serve don't come out and do that again.
Yeah.
So we don't create more victims.
Man, it's so special. Yeah. So talk to me about today. Like, what is like when you say this is, if I fulfill my mission, what does success look like? Like when your wife goes in and says, if you died tomorrow, who would care? Like if I was to ask you that same question, like if you died tomorrow, who would care?
Yeah. And
fast forward in that, like what work do you want to go do so that people would care?
Yeah. And the people that would care, I think the people that I serve, the incarcerated men and women, the women that I was with today, who shared with me that they've never had positive role models in their life. And for me to be able to come in and bring other men in to serve them without expecting anything in return has helped to heal some of the trauma from their relationships with men in the past. That a 70-year-old woman who thought her life was over can stand up and give a business pitch and have a hope for a future outside of prison. Those are the people that I believe they would care. The volunteers that I've had the privilege of bringing to prison who trust me to take them into a space that they are very unfamiliar with, and create a human experience for them that they don't get anywhere else. You cannot there's nowhere else where you're going to leave your phone outside. I'm taking you into a place you're definitely getting out of your comfort zone, and you're going to come face to face with what society pushes away and hides. And we're going to show you, we're going to help you bond in your humanity today. Oh. Not in your accomplishments, not in how much money you've made, raised. None of that matters. None of that matters. What matters in your day is that we are all imperfect humans, and we're going to bond here today over some of our shared experiences. We're going to celebrate our differences and see that a lot of times that it really is the color of our skin, the neighborhood we grew up in, or the amount of money our parents had that maybe kept us out of prison or jail.
Yeah. Have you ever been let down? Like, have you ever had your heart broken?
Oh yeah.
From people that you're laying it on the line? Because you said it about yourself, I was that dynamic that I could go talk to the warden, but I had different, it feels like when you get in that arena that there's a chance to have your heart broken.
Yeah, I definitely have. This is even recently, the guy who won our last business pitch competition, he got in trouble. I'm just like, dude.
You're just pulling for him so hard.
Yeah.
To do it right, to leave it behind.
I'm like, we brought your mom, we brought your kid, and you stood up there and you told your son things are going to be different.
He just couldn't do it. Or just fell back into it.
Yeah. But I also, on the flip side of that, I understand that we're trying to unravel years, these patterns in their life. These have been built up over years. You don't change that in one day.
Yeah.
A month. You don't change patterns that people have been engaging in for years. Their brain is literally wired our brains they are literally wired that way. You don't just snap that overnight.
Who's the best leader you've ever met?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. So tell me about Tony Robbins. Both me and you have like an affinity towards Tony Robbins. He was life-changing for me as well.
It's just the way that he uses energy, the way that he gets people to ask questions, right? I love that. Change your question, change your life, right? If I can change my question, like what am I asking? What am I asking myself? I ask myself questions all day. So if I can change my question, I'm going to get a different answer. Ask stupid questions, get stupid answers. So that has helped me tremendously. One of my favorite programs that I get to go to of his is called Business Mastery. I don't have a business background. I didn't go to college. I learned everything I did just by doing it.
It gives you the tools.
It gives me the tools to, like, I understand spreadsheets now. I used to always have this, this crap belief that, I can't do spreadsheets.
This aversion, yeah.
Yeah. And then I went there and I was like, dude, this is actually really easy. And what it forced me to do was to look at myself and say, hey, I'm doing more harm to my organization than good. Because I'll go raise a bunch of money. I'll generate a bunch of revenue. How did you do it? I just did it.
But I don't know my numbers.
Yeah, I don't know my numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, great. You brought in a huge chunk of revenue today. Is that sustainable?
Yeah.
Is that one time? How did you do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just do it. Let me do what I do.
Yeah.
Like, no, that doesn't empower the rest of my team. I can't help the rest of my team if I'm like, just let me do what I do.
You got to be able to teach them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being able to understand, okay, now I want to.
How did you get exposed to Tony Robbins?
So one of my brothers who you'll meet, his name is Casey Gorange, and I met him while I was at Pelican Bay. He came as a volunteer to Pelican Bay State Prison, and when I got out, he was one of the first people I got to meet. We've become brothers since. And one day he was like, "Hey, we're going to Business Mastery." I was like, "Let's do it." So he introduced me to Tony Robbins. He's one of the lions there, and he gets to go to all the events. And
it's incredible.
We sit up front. And it's an amazing experience. Even there are local people here like Jeff Flam. I met Jeff Flam while I was in prison, and became a mentor, friend, and I get to see him here now, and he gets to come to Defy and support us here in Utah. There's so many people who I met while I was incarcerated who took a risk and came to prison.
So cool. Talk to me about faith.
Faith.
Yeah. So, how does faith fit in the mix from, how you grew up to going through prison? Like where does faith fit?
For me, I didn't grow up in a church. I didn't grow up any specific denomination worshiping in any way. And in prison, definitely didn't have space for that, like in any way, shape, or form. Or I didn't make space for it. There could have been space. I didn't make space for it. I do believe in God, and I do believe that God put me here for a reason.
Did you believe all the way?
I've always believed in God.
Yeah.
But definitely didn't act like I did.
Yeah.
And today, the way that faith for me plays into the way that I live is, am I living my purpose? Am I doing what I believe God put me here to do, which is to help people who are incarcerated, whether that's bringing people to prison, whether that's raising money, creating other programs for them. Am I using all the stuff that I went through, all the pain that I caused other people as well? Am I leveraging that to help others? Because if I'm doing that, like, I'm doing what God put me here to do.
Yeah.
If I'm not,
you can feel it.
I can feel it. I know. Like, I had job offers during my transition in my other organization, and I was like, this is not
my purpose.
I can make far more money than I make now, but I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be fulfilling my purpose. I gotta be doing what I was put here to do, or it's not going to work. I'm not, just like when I was 17, I'm either all in or I'm all out.
Yeah.
And you gotta have a purpose that's calling me. I gotta be excited. I gotta know that this is what I was put here to do.
Yeah.
If not, I'm not gonna be able to give you my all. And if I can't give you everything I got, then I'm not gonna give you anything.
So you're how old?
I'm 41.
Me and you were the same age.
Nice.
And our life has been so different. But my heart, I can just feel like your heart.
Thank you.
And I can feel your experience, and I can feel your passion. And it just feels like your most meaningful, significant impact is in the decades to come. Like it feels like, you know, you've got a work to do. Like I can feel it. You know, it's fun for me to hear your story, but I can feel it. I can feel that passion. I can feel, and it inspires me. It inspires me to, you know, grow more and give more and serve more. You know, I just have to like acknowledge the change.
There's a phrase that is my, like on our website, we have our like little phrase, and mine is that you're not free. You don't have to complete the work, but you're not free to walk away from it. Like, do not have to complete the work, but you are not free to walk away from it. I will not end mass incarceration in my lifetime, but I'm also not free to walk away from it.
How do you fix incarceration?
Interrupting generational cycles is the start, I believe. So when a parent has a child, or when a child has a parent who's been to prison, they have 80% chance of following in their parents' footsteps. The moment they're born, they don't got to do anything. That's their odds. So if I can get there, if we can start to interrupt those cycles and have their parents come home, stay home, be positive role models for them.
Yeah.
Then the child doesn't follow in their footsteps.
How do you reconcile all of it? Because when we're talking about prison, it feels like you thrive there.
Yeah.
Like not just like got by, but you shined. There's probably a lot of people like you that never leave.
Yeah.
And shined. How do you reconcile the two of like, I got in this and I actually did really well. Like I thrived, but I got out. I chose to get out, and I'm going to help other people get out. And this is why they should get out. Like, how do you put all those pieces together? Because there's probably people like you that were saying like, go where? Like, this is the first time I've had like people that love me, people that have my back. I'm shining. You know what I mean? Like,
and they self-sabotage too.
Yeah.
When they feel that.
How do you bring that whole thing together and say, take the good, but get out and
that's
go make a dent?
That's where the transformation is. The transformation is, can we have courses on turning your pain into purpose, even if you're not getting out of prison, right? Where can you find purpose while you're in here? Is it getting up and like going helping your homeboys play a basketball game? The smallest things. What can you find purpose in every day? How can you turn your pain into purpose? What we tell them is you have a roadmap to get out of something that right now somebody else is looking for. And you would be very selfish to keep that. You have the roadmap.
Who succeeds and who fails? Like, who makes it and who doesn't in your experience? Like, what are the characteristics?
Somebody who has been through a lot of trauma in their life. And the characteristics that I think that I see the most that I saw today in our women are those who are willing to be vulnerable. If they are willing to be vulnerable, they will succeed. Their chances of success are really high. Because if you're willing to make yourself vulnerable in a place that says, you can't be. You can't.
Yeah, you can't let your guard down.
They start to get a confidence in themselves that you can see. I mean, the first day that we meet these students, and then the day they graduate, they walk in like they own the room. The first day, they got their heads down. It's shame. It is all the things, all the voices in their head.
Self-doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We even have people who the day before the graduation or 2 days before the graduation who will come to us and be like, I want to quit. Like, I can't do this. Like, why? You can do that. No, I'm not going to convince you. Like, you can do that. That's a choice. You can quit. There's a door. It's up to you. But you've come this way. You've come this far. All I got to do is show up tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah.
This is not the hardest thing you've done.
Yeah.
Like, come on. You've done way harder things than this. So those who are also willing to look at data points from their past and see, hey, all that hard stuff that I've been through, this is easy. And I have them come up with a little mantra for themselves. Mine is, I've been beaten, shot, starved, and stabbed. What are you going to do? Tell me no? Oh, well, I'll go ask somebody else.
Yeah.
So for them, have them identify a few hard things in their life, put that into like a little saying that you could remind yourself of, like, this is not the hardest thing I've been through.
I just have like this vision of like 60, 40, 50, 60 years down the road.
Yeah.
And a funeral, and like who's showing up to your funeral.
Yeah.
And it feels like there's going to be generational cycles that have been broken, and that like you were right in the middle of that.
I hope I want that. I want kids who were destined to go to prison, and they're not. They're free. They're not in prison, and their kids are not. That cycle is completely broken, because when they don't go, their kids, and that means their kids are not going. Right? I want them to have what you had. I want them to have a community, a church community who guides them, and friends who guides them, an entire neighborhood who's like, hey, let's get you back on track.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to fall off. It's going to happen. We're all going to make bad choices. But gosh, like, I want them to have those guardrails of people who are there for them, not the homeboys who are like, let me teach you this. I want them teaching them the right things. And that the only thing they know are stories of their grandparents graduating from our programs. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I love that. Would be beautiful.
Last question. Talk to me about influences.
Yeah.
Good and bad. And how do you choose the good?
I can find the good in everyone, even the people that everyone has written off. I could find there's good in there. Can we bring it out? But major influences on me, the good ones, my aunt. She had some bad influences on me, and a lot of the skills a lot of the influences, the way she's influenced me.
She developed.
Yeah. I've used them for good. There's nothing that's evil, only that which is not yet holy. So I just, all the things that she gave me, all the tools and skills she gave me, I was just using them the wrong way.
Man, your story is so unique, and it's a place that like I've never gone.
Yeah.
Because it's this interesting parallel of like good and bad, and like choices and consequences of choices, and like this dynamic of like people aren't good or bad, they're just people.
Yeah. And
they make choices, and there's consequences to those choices, and some of those consequences are good and some of them are bad. And that life isn't fair. Like I'm listening to like your upbringing, and that was extremely unfair.
Yeah.
Like it was unfair that your mom passed away. You know what I mean? It was unfair that your aunt had you take that responsibility at 17. Like people shouldn't be putting that. You know what I mean? So there's some of that stuff that's like, man, that's like unfair. But then I look at like who you are now, and the impact that you're making on the world and can make on the world. And it's like you never could have done those things if you wouldn't have done those other things. You never have the empathy that you have today. And so it's this interesting like dichotomy, and it's I'm having like an interesting time reconciling. You know, what do you teach your kids? You know, like how do you, because you don't want them to go experience the pain. You don't want them to experience the bad.
But they're going to anyways.
You want them to be around
feel pain.
Good influences,
Yeah.
You know, people that are like pushing them to make better choices. It's fascinating. It's not black and white. It's very.
Well, I'm guessing even for you, right? You had experiences in your past, good, bad. You've experienced pain, losses, and you can draw from those today.
No, I mean it's who I am.
Yeah.
Like I never would have chose them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be who I am without them.
Yeah.
And it really is kind of the beauty of life. And we talked about faith, and you kind of said, I know that God's real.
Yeah.
And I know that God's real. Like I felt that guidance. I felt that like that my life, that there's a purpose, and that I'm guided, and that there's a plan. And even, you know, this is kind of a Tony Robbins philosophy of that, you know, life is happening for you and not to you.
Yes.
And it drives me, because when I don't have that belief, I can find myself feeling victimized or feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like, hey, everything is happening for me.
Yeah.
I just need to go find the reason. I gotta go dig deeper and figure out, why did I need this, you know? And so anyway, you have a beautiful story. You're a beautiful soul. I can't wait to follow your career. It's so incredible what you've accomplished in the short time that you transition from being incarcerated to making a dent in the world.
Thank you.
And it just feels like you're like moving the world right now. So it's fun to watch. And so thanks for coming and chatting.
And thank you for having me. This has really been a privilege.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Sandlot Partners.